Just devastating, disappointing news, man. I mean, after even seeing the second NWA, Straight Outta Compton trailer and that looking really great, it looks really good. I'm looking forward to it. I was looking forward to that film, but I was really looking forward to finally seeing a Tupac film. I was looking forward to that. We got a Biggie film, but we don't have a Tupac one. And Tupac's life is that of just an epic journey, man, throughout his struggles, where he's been in his younger years. A lot of people don't know what he's been through in his teenage years, how many times he had to move, how gifted he was. Like, he was gifted in arts and stuff, and art, like, dramatic acting and this and that. Of course, he was smart, poetry. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you don't know about Tupac that should be on the big screen. I thought we had hope, man, with John Singleton, directing the film. He worked with Tupac. He was friends with Tupac. He knew what needed to happen for this film to work. But of course, now we hear the devastating news that he had to walk away from the project, his passion project, because of creative differences. I don't know if that's because of the studio or that's because of Tupac's estate. Who knows? Maybe both parties. I am very devastated. I think John Singleton was the right man to do this film, to do Tupac justice. I was looking forward to find out who was cast as Tupac Shakur. Now we don't have that anymore. Now we have another director. I forgot actually what he directed before, but it's not going to the same caliber as. Oh, he did some. I think he is definitely does some shows for House of Cards and stuff. He directed some House of Cards episodes, but he's just not in the same caliber as John Singleton, and not in this. I don't think this is his passion project like John Singleton wanted it to be. Just, it's very devastating, man. Tupac needs to be done with justice. I mean, the Biggie movie, I thought was okay. I thought it was fine. I kind of enjoyed it, honestly. But the way they did Tupac in that film, I said, fuck, man. Fuck you, Puff Daddy. Fuck you, P. Diddy. Like, the way they did Tupac in that film was bullshit, man. There's so many layers to Pac. That's what I like about him. If a true Tupac fan would know that this guy was just a mixed bunch. He's not, the nicest person or, the greatest human being in the world. But that was so great about Tupac is he owned up to it. He was always honest. He told you that, hey, I made so many mistakes. I have a big mouth. That's what gets me in trouble. But I own up to it, and I try to, lessen those mistakes, try to learn from those mistakes, and move forward. This dude, like it got him his mouth got him in trouble, man. His attitude got him in trouble. But he said things that sometimes needed to be spoken, even if he wasn't right. He still said the things that needed to be said. He wasn't scared to show his honesty, to spout out what he thought, what he felt. This guy was passionate, and you need to convey that in the big screen. And I'm just like, I'm still hopeful that this movie could turn out great. I'm still hopeful that they could capture a lot of Tupac, not only the rapper, but not only the, somewhat like kind of politician or rebel. Just mostly, I want them to capture the man, the man of the struggle he went through. This guy was dirt poor, man. He came from the gutter, and now look where he is. I mean, he didn't make himself. The world made him the way he was. That's how he felt. So I'm totally I'm sad that this happened, that John Singleton is out of the project. I really felt like he was the man to do this film justice. Now that we have a new director, no disrespect to this guy. I mean, I bet maybe he's outstanding. Maybe this is his time, But I just feel like I'm a little bit worried, I gotta say, but I'm gonna be more worried to see who gets cast as Tupac. But I'm still looking forward to a Tupac film. I just hope it is done with justice. I mean, I don't want to be like, most of the fans with that Leah movie that came out on Lifetime, just like, what the fuck is this? Don't want to be like that. So, I mean, Tupac, man, he means a lot. He means a lot to me. He's one of my role models. He's one of my, people that I aspire to be like. Not when he was going crazy mode, but more of him to be honest. To be the realest person that I could be. So I mean, listen to Tupac. If you don't know who Tupac Shakur, you need to at least listen to some of his tracks. Teardrops and Closed Casket is one of those tracks that is a hidden gem, man. Just listen to that story. But of course, Shed So Many Tears. I don't know why I'm losing concentration here. It's been a long night. I mean, I Ain't Mad at Ya. Bury Me a G. I mean, there's so many Tupac hits. Staring through world through my rear view. That's awesome. In the air tonight, so to speak. I like the Phil Collins mix. We also have, there's also he just expresses himself in so many ways, in so many different kind of like, you could, if you feel like a jam, you can party to, like All About You, or I See the Same Hoe, or you feel like, you feel kind of depressed and you want to be picked up, keep your head up. The world needs, or changes really inspires you to be a great person. I mean, Tupac has so many, my favorites, of course, are Old School. I really like that jam. One of my favorites is Heaven Ain't Hard to Find. That's he goes off on that. If you listen to his lyrical flow, his lyrics that he put down on Heaven Ain't Hard to Find, it's really a great one as well. And of course, Got Your Mind Made Up, he just kills it on it on his verse. So check that out. But yeah, man, I mean, just a little bit sad. I hope I hope it goes forward in a positive light. I hope we get this together. I want to see this film. Can't wait for the Straight Outta Compton movie. Can't wait for the Tupac film. These films do need to be made because hip hop is a huge impact in our culture, especially in today's, even though I think hip hop is pretty much dead at this point, like in the golden years. I think it just became terrible, honestly. But we still have people that are still, keeping it alive, like still really speaking and doing their soundtracks and doing their music as a, not an artist, but a rapper, a person who's really expressing themselves and really, high caliber stuff, and not just talking about the money, the bitches, and the fame. Not like Drake, Lil Wayne. We have people like Kendrick Lamar, who his last album, a little bit weird, but actually really has a great, it's actually fantastic. I really started listening to more in my last review. I think I'm enjoying it even more, but there's still some tracks, whatever. Yeah, Kendrick. Yeah, freaking Wale. You have J. Cole. You have Lupe Fiasco. I mean, you have these guys who are just killing it. They're just killing it lyrically, or overall just quality, just killing it. So, and of course, there's many more that are just coming out, or just really expressing themselves. So, Tupac has touched a lot of people, and if you don't believe me, look at Kendrick Lamar. Listen to his last track, where he is talking about poetry. He looks like he's doing an interview, and he's doing an interview with Tupac. You can see the influence that Tupac gave. Look at J. Cole, huge fan. Lupe Fiasco, referencing Tupac as much as he can get. Like every album, he has one reference to Pac. So thank you guys for listening. Subscribe, like, let me know your thoughts on this devastating news of John Singleton leaving, and do you have high hopes for the Tupac film to be very great? I want a high quality film. I want an Oscar-worthy film for Tupac Shakur, so hopefully that happens. Thank you guys for listening. Subscribe, like, I'm out. Thug Life.